Howdy folks, I'm the Roleplay Gamer and welcome back to Let's Roleplay Pillars of Eternity. We're here with Riccardo, the Orlan Chanter.
Let's continue on.
A lower level of the ruins has been blocked off by fallen rubble. Now you can actually change the formation. Hang on, let me try this. So I know that one works. In my own playthrough, I was having some trouble with some of these formations. And it seems to still be the case. Unless I've misunderstood what these two do. Oh! Custom for right-click modify. Oh, shit! Oh, that's so cool! I did misunderstand what they did. Oh, shit! Well, I usually like the triangle formation anyway. But, oh, you can actually derank. Alright, that's so cool, guys. Let's just keep going.
That should be far enough. But what now?
We look for another way out. Storm has to die sometime.
Okay. So this is interesting. I mean, we're role-playing here. So usually I just go through all the options to see what everyone has to say, but we're role-playing, so we don't just ask all the questions, right? You know, let's be a little bit of a prick. Hang on, let's see if I can remember the voice. So first we'll go fantasy English, and then it was sinister. It was sort of like that, wasn't it? Let's just go with that for now. You don't seem too upset about all this. Kalisha looks at you in the eye. A volatile current running beneath her voice. Maybe you just don't know... Hang on. Maybe you just don't know me enough to know what upset looks like. Oh, man, sorry, I gotta get into the energy of it. Energy. And maybe I've seen worse too. Seen worse and kept on walking. Because there's nothing else to be done, and because there's no other people you can care. Hang on, no other people you care about who still need you. Sorry guys, I gotta get back into reading. Words, people, words. Okay. All right, let's get going then. I gotta work on that voice. Heoden, I think it was Heoden, not Hoden. Heoden takes a step forward and his knee buckles, and before anyone can catch him, he stumbles to the ground, his cheek striking the time-worn cobbles. On unsteady legs, he claws his way up the wall and back to his feet, but his stance is shaky, like a sailor walking on land after a time at sea.
Could we maybe stay here and rest a few hours? I've lost some blood. It seems quiet off to the left. Might be a place to rest there.
I hate to say this, but we can't afford to stay put. Those Glonfathens were riled about something. Could be we got company in here. Looters will be armed and ready to kill, and there's probably a lot of them. We can't be caught sleeping in their beds.
Please, I just need to lie down for a while. Then we can move as fast as you want.
Maybe you didn't hear me. We are gonna die in here if we don't get moving and get this place figured out before the looters come back. We've either got to find the exit or a damn good place to hide.
Alright, so considering that our little Orlan Chanter is based on extreme versions of me, I think what would happen here is he'd probably... Like, if it was just him and Heoden, he'd probably take Kalisha's stance by default. But considering that she's sort of being such a hard ass and showing absolutely no sympathy, I feel like he would side with Heoden in this case, just out of spite. No, spite's not the right word, but he's kind of a contrarian. So normally he might not feel any sympathy for Heoden, but because there's that stark contrast, you know, it's sort of like he's not in the situation, he's the observer in this case. I feel like he'd suddenly realise, well, you know what? Kalicia's being kind of a heartless wench. So, as much as he knows that he agrees with Kalicia, I think we're going to be a little bit sympathetic here, or at least appear to be. We've got to take the risk and let him rest. We need all three of us at full strength. And that's true.
This will be the end of us. No offense, but there's people out there I'd much rather die for.
Yep.
Thank you. Thank you.
Alright. Cool. So we just said that off to the left is the quiet area, so that's where we're going to go. Of course, I know what happens
Who was here? See if they left anything useful behind.
Okay. I think that's it. Small shield, another torch. I like the concept of the torch. I may consider using a torch as a weapon at some point. Yeah, so well, let's just camp. So the button down here, that's camping. And you have, I believe you can, well, rather, I assume you can buy camping supplies, or maybe find them, I don't know. But it seems like once you leave a town, you get 3 camping supplies by default. I'm not confident in saying that you always get 3 camping supplies, but that seems to be the case in my experience. So let's rest here. Nice little cutscene for resting. Hayden stretches as he wakes, gingerly probing the gash across his stomach. The flesh has begun to knit together. That was bloody fast.
By the gods, that's better. I think I'm ready to find a way out.
He sits up quickly and looks around the chamber. She really did leave... Hang on. We've got to do his voice, don't we? Find a way out. She really did leave us. She won't get far unless... He crawls to his knees and begins rummaging through the equipment with mounting desperation.
Damn her. She took all our water.
Jesus, I mean, it's one thing to leave, but did she really have to take our water? I feel like that crosses the line from pragmatic to just being an ass. Alright, so do we want to... you know, like, catch up with her, just sort of, like, forget about it, be hopeful that she survived, or be a little bit vindictive. I think, like, if it was anyone else, I think our little guy would probably be vindictive and say, with any luck, she'll meet the end she deserves her own, but considering that he knows deep down that he kind of agrees with her, even though she was being an ass, he agrees with her pragmatism. He's going to say, if we hurry, maybe we can catch her. There's nothing else to grab. Okay. So then 3 became 2. Alright. So, hang on. Ah. This is not something I had done in my previous playthrough. A trembling, sickly creature emerges from the dark, clutching a spear, rather. Knobby elbows and then ribs show through its scaly flesh. And thin ribs, sorry, man. I don't think I can see it. It's the dyslexia, it's playing up. But you recognize it as a Zorup. I think that's how you pronounce it. It watches you cautiously, breathing in ragged sighs. Alright, we can either raise your arms and stand still. Okay. It's okay, I won't hurt you. I'll tear you to pieces, lizard. Slowly back away. You know what? I feel like my character wouldn't even bother talking to such a creature. So, raise your arms and stand still. The creature cocks its head and approaches you. A soft clicking sound emanates from the back of its throat. The creature sniffs around you and finds nothing of interest. It steps back and resumes its defensive posture. Okay, I'm not sure if I don't know how strong it is. And that's honesty. It's probably fine. We can probably take it, but I'm not going to take the risk at this early stage. So slowly back up. Excuse me, slowly back away. Zorop watches warily as you go. Okay. So as far as I'm aware, the only way through there, from other people's playthroughs that I've seen, as far as I'm aware, the only way through there is to kill it. But who knows? Maybe if you have some sort of, I don't know, special ability or something in character creation. I don't know. Let's keep going here.
Look at the tiles. What are those symbols?
Oh, she didn't make it. That is, in fact, Kalisha.
How can I help?
They won't see me coming.
Okay.
Found something. Found something.
Now, I'm
Found something. Found something.
fairly sure that these tiles, where the traps are, actually change each time. Or maybe maybe it's affected by whether Kalisha tries to go through there or not. So she's dead. She ran off, and now she's dead. That's the water skin. So we got it back, and we got our weapons. So take that.
Worth a look.
But we're gonna send
something.
Odin through.
Worth a look.
This actually does change, because the last playthrough
As you wish.
I did of this section, you actually had to sort of weave through it. It didn't allow you to just disarm traps straight through. So that's interesting.
Do you feel that? There's a draft coming through that wall. I don't hear any sign of that storm either.
Okay. Oh, here we go. Yeah, I don't think we can sneak up on these guys, but it shouldn't be a problem.
Sirmes mito.
Yeah, we're making sure. They're just little spiderlings. Cool.
Of course.
Course. I love it.
What is it?
Hang on, let's see if we can get his voice. What is it?
Well?
Well?
What is it?
What is it?
What is it?
What is it?
Well?
Alright.
I'll take care of it.
It's a little less laryngitis than we were playing it.
I could scout ahead.
Oh.
See what's around the corner.
You better scout. Because I've done this before, I've just gone running through. I mean, scouting really doesn't do anything at this point because I don't think anyone's stealth is particularly good, so you get detected anyway. Although the enemies do seem to be in different places. Okay. So they either move around or they're spawned in different locations. Okay. A crack runs along this wall from floor to ceiling. A light gust of air passes through it. Push on the wall. Use the hammer and chisel to weaken the wall or just leave. So let's... oh, we got a hammer and chisel. But just out of interest, let's try pushing on the wall. I'm fairly sure Heoden isn't going to be able to make it. So let's push it ourselves. So I want to see how strong we are. You push the wall with all your might, but it does not give. Okay, so clearly we're not that strong. So we'll use the hammer and chisel to weaken the wall. You set to work. The cracks lengthen and widen with your efforts, but the process is more taxing than you'd expect. Sweat beads your forehead and your muscles begin to ache. Oh, okay. Oh, this might fatigue us. So that's another thing that can happen. Fatigue. It happens with combat and special scripted events. You know what? Let's not risk it. Because we really are down to 2 now. We're not getting Kalisha back. So yeah. Minor fatigue. -5 all defenses. -10 accuracy. And times 0.9 maximum endurance. Yep, probably shouldn't have done that.
Be quiet.
But live and learn. Okay. So I assume that if I'd kept going, I might have gained major fatigue. But even then, I don't think that's like... It's not like if you do this, you get this much fatigue. If you do that, you get this much fatigue. There are still dice rolls. It takes your stats into account. Even in scripted events like that. So, but I know for a fact that if I had Kalisha, she could, I'm fairly sure she could just push on the wall and it would break because she's like a warrior type, you know, strength character. So that works. Alright, let's take out the little guy first. Actually, maybe we'll blind the big one. Okay, so everyone attack the little guy.
Of course.
That was easy. Cool. These guys aren't as tough as I expected. Okay. Excellent. So I think... Oh, hang on. What's down here? Let's go stealth again. Okay, looks like it's just a dead body. We got a helmet. So, helmets... Hang on. Jasper, Argot. Cool. Helmets, at least at the beginning of the game, don't have any stats. Which is interesting. I'm given to understand that they gain stats later. Oh, hang on. What's this? First we'll look at this. Bats as large... Hang on, what? Bats as large as chickens are strung in the web. Oh. Chicken bats. What's up here? Maybe. Oh, okay. It's just like... Did it say what it is? Well, web sack. Okay. Okay. Yeah, so helms. I'm given to understand that they start to gain stats as you level up, or maybe they're a unique helmet, something like that. But, yeah, I'm not sure how I feel about that. At least it's like, if you don't like wearing helmets, you don't have to, because they're more or less pointless. They're just cosmetic. At least there's that, I guess. But personally, I think I would have preferred being able to toggle it on and off. Oh man, my tongue's just not cooperating. Man. Alright. 4 figures stand silhouetted before an otherworldly apparatus. An ancient structure of chiseled ardra and metallic veins. Inscrutable and ominous, and looming like a silent observer. Inscrutable, yeah. Standing motionless in their midst is what appears to be a human body, colourless as stone, or ash. The other figures gaze upon it in what might be contemplation. From your vantage point, you are well obscured from their view. The face of one of the figures is distantly visible, framed by long tendrils of oily grey hair, tinged dark at the ends, and a thick beard that seems to obscure all trace of emotion. His faded robes are embroidered with a runic language unlike anything you have ever seen, and his head is crowned with a strange black headdress with 2 protrusions jutting out, one on either side like the wings of some profane and malevolent creature.
Oathbinder, bear witness, and see this man has kept his word true to his last breath, full to his blood's last drop. Guide his soul, queen that was, and regard it among your favored. Let his life by the key be his confession. Let his death by the key be his absolution. May he walk the world ever free of the crushing weight of the book.
Okay. Mystery.
Your brother has done his part, and you have seen the power of his contribution. I will accept no further hesitation from the rest of you. In the sight of the queen that was, will you fulfill the oath? Will you take your place beside your brother in the endless esteem of her memory that is without flaw? Step forth, and be assured of the great worth of your life's course.
Oh yeah. So my guess here is this thing is sucking the souls out of these guys. And the side effect of that is them being left as naught but ash. Alright. For an instant the apparatus goes quiet and the air is still. Then all at once it erupts with a concussive surge. Light floods your vision and you are knocked to the ground. Your head snaps back as you land, and pain wells into the back of your skull, washing your last thoughts away into the black, black unconscious void. You open your eyes to a different place, another time. You stand in a circular room, grand and domed, its walls lined with ardra and trimmed with copper. The style is ancient, but the chamber is unweathered. At the far end, a great pillar of ardra pierces the floor from below like a ragged spike, its shimmering texture giving the illusion of boundless depth. Encircling the pillar is an apparatus much like the one you have just seen, but immense and multifaceted and intertwined, the work perhaps of a prodigious but fevered mind. Your thoughts are yours and not yours, and they seem to exist before you think them, and they are all questions. Pressing questions, troubling questions. Questions that must be answered, or... At the base of the pillar now, you see a man with a thick grey beard and ceremonial robe, his oily hair tucked beneath a black cowl and a strange ornamental headdress. You know this man. You are walking towards him now at a pace that is hurried, while trying not to appear so. You have something you want to ask him, one question above all, and the question spins madly in your mind. But what's a question? You awaken to find your Malay... I think that's Malays? Is that Malay? Malays? I don't know. Forgive me. Whatever that word is has broken, only to be replaced with something far more concerning. Faint whispers are audible at the edge of your hearing, like a ringing in your ears that does not subside. Movement flits through your periphery, but when you turn to look, you can see no sign of whatever it was. You find your gaze regularly darting this way and that, an involuntary paranoid tic. If this is a sickness, it may be dangerous to go without treatment for long. The figures at the machine stand frozen in place, flesh and blood replaced by cinders and ash. The man who led them is nowhere to be seen. You find Heodon a short distance away in a shallow lake of his own blood. His body does not stir. You are alone and far from help. Gilded Veil must be your best hope of receiving treatment before things get worse. Shit, guys. I mean, this is bleak.
I'm no pack mule. Let's offload this junk.
I like it. So, what's happened is I no longer have any space to carry items, but because we're on the normal difficulty and I haven't adjusted the stash mechanic, which you can do. You can, even on low difficulty levels, you can turn the stash off, I believe, or you restrict it. So it's put it into our stash, which basically means we have unlimited inventory, which is an interesting choice. I'm going to leave it on for now, but we'll see. We'll see how we go. But I believe what you can do is if you go into the options and you check the box that's labeled something along the lines of restrict stash, it makes the stash only accessible in town. So I imagine what the result of that would be is if you do pick up more than you can carry, instead of it going to the stash, it sort of just stays there. You know, it stays in the body or the chest or whatever. So you can only pick up a certain amount, and then if there's something you want to keep, then you put it in your stash when you're in town, which is a more standard mechanic. That's probably how you would expect it to work. Anyway, we can level up. Cool. So I'm really not sure how to distribute all these points. Like you just go heavy into a couple things, or it seems really easy to spread yourself out and be sort of a jack of all trades. But maybe you shouldn't do that. Maybe you should. You got 6 party members potentially, so if you have everyone sort of specialize in something, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, you could totally have everyone be the master of something. So, I mean, why not be the lore master? What does this allow us to do? Level 2. Hang on. Lore represents a character's accumulated miscellaneous knowledge and trivia, often of occult or esoteric topics. Outside of conversations and scripted interactions, lore is used to activate scrolls. Higher lore values allow the character to use higher level scrolls. I'm assuming scrolls work in the same way as they did in like the Elder Scrolls series, whereas it's like a one-use spell that you don't actually have to learn. So that could be interesting. Otherwise, I know this has to do with traps, disarming traps and stuff. Survival seems to increase the duration on consumables, which I don't know. Athletics does seem very useful, and maybe stealth. So maybe for this character, I'll be like lore all the way, and then sort of less focus into athletics and stuff. So let's do that. I'm happy with that. And then we get to pick another invocation, it looks like. Cool. I actually haven't leveled up with a chanter before, so this is exciting shit. So what was that one we wanted? I think it was this one. Causes a nearby downed enemy to explode, expelling 3 white grubs and crushing nearby enemies. Yes. What was the other one? There was another interesting one. Enemies in the area. Oh, okay, summons a phantom to fight for you. That's interesting too, but I think we're going to go with the grubs. Because that's just brutal. Ancient Memory. Invokes a primary energy, causing allies within range to benefit from constant endurance regeneration. Oh, what? While the chanter is chanting. Oh, shit. That seems so powerful. So these are talents. These are like passive skills, I guess. And it seems like you got generic ones in offensive, defensive, and utility skills. But the class-specific ones seem to be really interesting. Those are the ones I've been picking. So, Ancient Memory. Wow, so that's like... Primary energy causing... It's passive, so that means as long as I'm chanting, which is whenever I'm in combat, all my allies get endurance regeneration. That's amazing! That seems overpowered. I'm not going to complain about it, though. Wow. Alright, here we go. I know what this is all about, but just take this in. This is some guy on the rack. Everything's gone purple, suggesting some sort of vision. So is this real or what? Maybe not. I think there's a bush over here. Man. Can we loot them or something? Oh, yeah, we can. Vessel flesh. Ooh, macabre. Yeah, we may as well pick all the berries and shit. We are hobbit-like after all. Oh, shit. What's this? Ah, someone being burnt at the stake. Nice. Yeah, so remember I said in the first episode that I think these Ardra are like enormous soul gems. So I reckon that's what's going on here. At least it's pretty clear to me, and this is not from me knowing anything else. I know, look, you got to find out like pretty soon anyway, but this game seems to have a lot of things concerning the soul, like there's soul magic and there's lots of soul related stuff going on. So that's going to be a big theme. So I'm thinking, just based on what we've seen here, that this thing sucks the souls out of people. Because they said that the Ardra can hold souls. And I reckon this device is for that. The question is, and I really don't know this, and I'm interested to find out, why are they doing this? What do they want with the souls? More to the point, what can they do with the souls? Okay, so we want to get to Gilded Vale, so we have to go through the Vale Wood. It's going to take 6 hours. Let's do it. Man. So yeah. Ardra. Interesting shit.
Find us dead on our feet.
And that might have more curious implications as the main story starts to unravel, which I'm not going to spoil. You'll get to it really soon. Camping supplies. Cool. So we've got camping supplies. You can pick up camping supplies. Hang on. Is this someone? Oh, okay. Is that a stash? I was just wondering if it was someone we knew. Okay, so I've got to be careful here. I know this because you can't really get into fights.
A blade in the dark.
as a solo guy. So, see that? We're seeing people, but they're like... We're seeing ghosts, basically. Very curious. And you know what? I might leave it there. We're actually approaching the end of the episode. So before we venture into the Vale Wood, on our way to Gilded Vale, we're all alone, we're scared and frightened, looks like it's raining, so we're probably moist at the very least. People are dead. We don't know which way is up. Should be interesting. And people are sucking souls out of people. I mean, who does that? Anyway, thanks for watching, guys. Make sure you like, subscribe, and comment if you so wish. Remember, just a simple thing like liking, it does actually help out the video. If you want to see more, make sure you like it, because the more likes, the more likely we can continue with the series, of course. So, thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you next time. Roleplay Gamer, out.